What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top two, if not the number one, definitely top five, pound for pound, best fighters in the world, superstar boxer Errol the Truth Spence Jr., who has now taken a massive beating and lost his titles this past Saturday, now has a record of 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Errol Spence took a massive beating, terrible beating at the hands of now undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO, WBA, IBF, WBC, Ring Magazine, undisputed welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford now has a record of 40 wins, no losses, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. Terrence Crawford is the undisputed welterweight champion, the former undisputed junior welterweight champion. He dominated Errol Spence in this fight, dropping him 3 times and stopping him in the 9th round, putting on a dazzling, dominant performance that nobody's seen, and essentially shocked Errol Spence. He was stronger in this fight than Errol Spence. He was, quicker than Errol Spence, quicker feet, quicker hands. He was the better fighter all the way around the board than Errol Spence Jr. And that shocked many people, including, I believe it shocked Errol Spence, how physically strong Terrence Crawford was in his fight, seeing as though he started his career at 130 pounds and became a champion at 135, 140, and 47. So he moved up. Errol Spence actually started his career at 154, the bigger guy. And so with that said, it's shocking to see, the way Terrence Crawford dominated Errol Spence. He had both his eyes shut, his nose bleeding, his lips bleeding, dominating performance. And Errol Spence had to go to medical. He looked, very, very, shot, worn, and beaten. So immediately, everybody started to say, well, we don't need to see a rematch. This was the fight that was anticipated for years now. Okay, it was considered the biggest fight in 40 years. This was, a massive showdown that everybody was anticipating. And the fight was exciting, but as far as being competitive, it was anything but competitive. It was a dominating performance by Terrence Bud Crawford. And so Errol Spence, because of the magnitude of his fight, he had in the contract a rematch clause, immediate rematch clause. Both fighters have 30 days. So the fight took place July 29th. They both had till August 29th to activate the rematch clause. Well, Errol Spence, it didn't take him 24 hours to rematch. He activated it, and he wants the fight to happen at 154 pounds. So we hadn't heard from Errol Spence or seen from Errol Spence since the post-fight press conference, to which he stated he wanted the rematch. He wants it to be at 154. It's not easy to make 47. Terrence Crawford accepted because Terrence Crawford, he stated that it wasn't easy for him to make 147. So essentially, Terrence Crawford is going to vacate the titles. Terrence Crawford was already looking to become undisputed in 3 separate weight classes and to fight Errol Spence's close friend, training partner, and stablemate in 3-time junior middleweight world champion, who's the undisputed junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, who's widely considered by many to be top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world, and Jermell Ironman Charlo, who has a record of 35 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'11.5" with a 73.5-inch arm reach. And with that said, Terrence Crawford already had his sights set on Jermell Charlo and said after he beat and dominate Errol Spence that he was going to head into a fight with Jermell Charlo, right? And that's at 154. Well, now things have changed because Jermell Charlo now, he has accepted a challenge to dare to be great and move up to 168 pounds, 2 divisions, and challenge the 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be the face of the sport of boxing, and he's the undisputed super middleweight world champion in Saul Canelo Alvarez, who has a record of 59 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. He's 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm. They're going to fight September 30th. So Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford are going to do it again. And after that beating Errol Spence took, and a lot of people had concerns. People was even starting to say Errol Spence should retire. Or Errol Spence finally spoke up and he responded. He said, quote, "My head is up like a nosebleed." He found humor in it. Errol Spence has always had a sense of humor. He always has a, great personality, and he's a very straightforward guy and an honest guy. And he said, "My head is up like a nosebleed," and he put the laughing emoji. So he found humor in it. Then he came back, doubled back, and said, quote, "I was brought up in the old law where men don't make excuses," right? He said, "Even if I had one, I wouldn't give it to you." And he put the laughing emojis, and then he put the laughing shark, right? As we know, Errol Spence refers to himself as the big fish, the big shark, right? And so with that said, it's good that Errol Spence can find humor in this entire situation, make light of it, and continue to push on with his career moving forward. And many people question, should he take an immediate rematch with Terrence Crawford? Now, we know that there's talks that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford could be fighting in December 9th, and some people saying the second week in December, first week in December. Looks like they could be heading into December, right? When they face off against one another. And so with that said, we have to see how this unfolds and plays out. If they're going to fight in December, Errol Spence made it abundantly clear he wants the rematch. He's not sitting on the sidelines. He wants it at 154. He's a big guy. He stated that it has not been easy for him to make 147 pounds, and that, he definitely wants to, move up in weight. When Danny Garcia fought against Jose Benavidez Jr., and that was his first fight at 154, Errol Spence responded and said, "Man, I know that weight felt great." That's what Errol Spence's response was. He said, "I know that weight felt great to move up." So we know Errol Spence has been focused on moving up to 154 pounds. We know that Errol Spence is not easy for him to make 147. He said a long time ago, "I'm a grown man and I'm attempting to make 147 pounds." So we know for this has been a focal point of his for quite some time. The problem is we just never seen Errol Spence possibly move up and fight Jermell Charlo, who's a close friend of his. Now, and on the flip side, we can see Terrence Crawford in a fight and Jermell Charlo fighting, but to see Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo fighting would be a shocker. So Errol Spence is in high spirits, which is great news. Again, personally, I think that Errol Spence should take a little more time off, but Errol Spence has always been a competitor. He fought twice since 2019. Or if you include the fight he had in 2019 with Sean Porter, September 2019, he's only fought twice. He came back 14 months later, and he fought and beat Danny Garcia. And then he was out for a year because he suffered that horrific eye injury. He was out the ring for a year. He came back, dominated, and destroyed Yordenis Ugas and picked up his belt in the unification bout. And now he's that Yordenis Ugas, April 16th, Dallas, Texas, 2022. Then he comes back July of 2023 and fights Terrence Crawford. So he's had these long layoffs in between. So now he's going to stay active. This will be the first time he's fought in 2 years, and fought twice in the same year in a very long time. If he fights Terrence Crawford before the year is up, he's going to be at a more comfortable weight at 154, and he'll have more energy, and the ring rust won't be there. So maybe we'll see a different Errol Spence come December. So hopefully, this fight wasn't competitive. Hopefully we see a different version of Errol Spence, a better version. and he moves forward and be successful in his career. So let's see how it unfolds. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.